Well, everybody, it is super windy. It's running about 30 miles an hour, and we're fishing at night. Super high tide, so hopefully we have something. The wind is pushing everything that we are, all the bait and fish into where we're going. So hopefully we have a long high tide and a longer tide before the fish actually get pulled out and we have to start moving and walking. But we're gonna try some swim baits, some bucktails. I got the voodoo shrimp, and I don't know, maybe usually we catch fish on that, so hopefully we get that right now. So we're gonna put on the swim baits first. I was telling Chuck that it's dark and making it look scary. It's dark, it's windy, and the water is very turbulent right now. So I want to push off a lot of vibration, and with the very little light we have pushing into the water, I want to have some silhouette instead of the voodoo shrimp right now. Voodoo is going to be something we do kind of like around sunrise. Unless something's, and we know we're not getting anything on big stuff, then we're gonna go small. But so this is the 6 cents 5.3 on a 3/4 ounce Divine 6 cents swim bait jig head as well. On the pumpkin spice and a little Daiwa Exceller. We got 10-pound test. Let's hope that's good. Little guy. Little guy on the swim bait. There we go. See you later, buddy. Mag darter, huh? I don't have those with me.
I might have one. Now, first striper of the year. This is awesome. Beautiful fish. Nice and fat, too. See a big dog? They were hitting, you can hear them eating, and they're not hitting top water. So I figured this guy, just below the surface, working it, little finesse-ish. Slight movement, and it worked. So
no, it's a low stripe. Finally landed my second fish. I'll drop 2 other ones on the pumpkin spice. Cool little guy. All right. Mwah. Look at that rod bend. That's like in half.
what?
That's like in half. I can only imagine what a slot size fish will be. Come on this side. It's not really that cold out, but like my fingers are numb. Because I got no grip. Another striper on yield swim bait. Little guy. I'm like belly button deep in this water. I can't get out. My foot's stuck. No. Look at that rod. Ah, jeez. It's not even a big fish. Well, that's what they're hitting over there. Little tiny shrimp. So I threw on that voodoo. Threw on that little voodoo. got one. Mwah. So long, baby. What's up, guys? Another day, another fishing trip. Today we're going surf fishing for some stripers. There should be some big fish. Yesterday we had a couple stripers. Today we're hitting the ocean and we're gonna go for that early fall run bite before we have to leave and go to the Adirondacks for a week. So let's get ready. A couple cool things. Let's break this down. We got the new Z-Belt. This is really, really cool. You guys have seen that Erica and I have been using Z-Belt for I don't even know how many years. But this time, we got one that is a two-piece. So now, this part comes out and we can put a little light tackle or small bag or a fluke bag for next year and we'll be able to work it that way. But I'm gonna transfer everything from my old surf belt over to this surf belt. So there are a couple differences between this belt and this belt. And one of the big differences is that two-piece configuration, but also the old belt had Velcro strap where you just like cinch it down and that's what it is. And then it had that as a latch instead of this one, which is just a little crimp like that. I like this version. I feel like this is going to be a lot easier to put on, take off, a lot less noisy, and I think it's going to hold a lot better too. We're on the beach right after the storm. This looks kind of good, kind of like what I said in that live stream, that these beaches are just gonna set up really, really nice with these bars. So we'll see if there's any fish on them. I know some guys are doing pretty good on the South Shore, so we're gonna test our luck out here. I got a Joe Bag swim bait tied on initially. May switch up to a diamond jig or something moving. The water is really dirty. It's not clean water out here. The bays are really clean, but this is that sandy, disgusting, dirty, foamy water. That water looks kind of sexy. There is quite literally no fish out here. We're seeing a couple birds every now and then, but there's nothing even going on with them. They're not diving down on anything. We see a bunch of cormorants flying by. Nothing out here, nothing out here. I think Montauk is still where it is right now. And soon, within the next week, we're gonna see the whole South Shore light up. We're gonna go make some moves, maybe hit the back, see if there's anything going on over there, because it's a lot cleaner. Maybe there's some more bait. Just push there. We don't have too much time, just a couple more hours.
So no birds.
So we didn't end up catching anything. There's no fish. But I did ask a bunch of questions, or I asked a question on my Instagram story,
whether or not you guys had some questions. And I said I was gonna go live with them, so maybe I'll answer some of these live on Instagram as well. But I'm gonna make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I'm gonna answer a bunch of these questions that I got on my story right here in this video. Yeah, it's a shame.
I'm gonna go jerk crank my rod out there. I'll see if I can catch anything. There's a nice rip, so I guess you'll see if I'm successful.
It's the newest fad, you know, jerk cranking. It's one of the best ways to catch fish. We actually came up with that, so. Yep. So I don't recommend this. Usually we're eating a bunch of like organic jelly and jams and peanut butters, but you can't find that out here at Walgreens, so don't tell Erica about this. Let's answer a couple questions. First one, how do you feel, or what is your thought on dirty water or chocolate milk water in the surf? Ideally, I want clean and clear water, but that doesn't mean there's no fish. One thing I actually genuinely hate is the weeds, because that just makes it very difficult to catch fish, to work anything properly. But dirty water, you can still work certain baits. You know, I usually end up switching over to bright colors in dirty water and something that has like sound. So whites, chartreuses, bright yellows, and maybe even contrast it with black. But a lot of those times I've noticed that fish are either gonna be right on that surface or right on the bottom hugging the ground. It's kind of like if you're in a dark room, like you wanna try to feel for where you are. So you'll try to go towards the walls and feel and get a feel for it, hold down to that. Fish don't have walls or arms, so they're gonna be hugging down to the bottom. Or they're gonna be right on that surface, which might be some bait as well. I like to do something that's gonna push off sound, vibrations, and visibly something that's bright in color or contrasting with the muddy water. Somebody asked me why I don't go tuna fishing. I don't have $2,600 per trip to go do that. When should you target fish in the bay or in the ocean? So throughout the summers, generally, I like to fish the bay more often than the ocean. It just seems like there's more fish out there, and this summer was completely different. Like I couldn't find a fish very often. I found a ton of fluke. There were a bunch of little bluefish. We didn't even see the big runs of 10 and 15 pound bluefish that we usually see. Bass kind of stopped in May and June, but I'd say like I usually like fishing those bays or the Great South Bay or wherever you are in Long Island. I like to fish those in the summer. There just seems to be more bait present. There's more structure, there's more current, more drops. It's easier to fish that. I also like to fish the oceans on the runs, like early spring, early fall, all the way into the late fall. You kind of stop seeing a lot of fish in the back bays towards the end of fall, and you see more on the oceans just cruising down. Now there's going to be holdovers in the bays, don't get me wrong, like you'll see that, but that's kind of how I kind of like approach it. Now in the early spring, right when the run kind of begins, you're going to see a lot of those big bunkers just chill inside the bays or come out of the rivers or come out of the bay and start moving around. So when that happens, I kind of focus around inlets and work around the bays towards the inlets or somewhere that's like directly in the current of inlets. And fish are usually running those shorelines, mussel beds, reeds, whatever it might be, those big drop-offs, looking for the bait, because the bait's going to do the same thing. They're just going to be running around those inlets, those rocks, and those mussel beds. So early spring I like the bay, summer I like the bay, and then for those runs, spring and fall runs, I like fishing the ocean. All right, everyone, I think that's going to be it for this video. We're going back out tomorrow night. I'm going back out tomorrow night, and then we got all Friday that we're going to fish, and then we're going upstate. We'll be upstate for about a week, and then when we come back, the whole South Shore is going to be lit. We're going to do some kayak fishing, and we're actually going to shoot a lot of videos upstate too.
Look out for that film.
Look out for that stuff. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Stay real, smooch and release, have some fun on the water. I'll see you next time. Also, if you have any questions you want to see like in a video like this, and ask them down below. Okay, bye.